and prevents deposits while safely removing water. For a treat that your diesel will love, turn to Howes Diesel Treat. And remember the Howes Guarantee. When you use Diesel Treat, you go or we pay the tow. Visit HowesProducts.com for more.
Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we're proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the million-mile mark with preventable, accident-free driving. By reaching this milestone, you can be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1,000,000 miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Petro Stopping Centers, Howes Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
Follow The Trucker on social media for the latest trucking news. Follow us on Facebook at The Trucker Newspaper, on Twitter at Trucker Talk, or on Instagram at The Trucker Media. Join The Trucker, along with truckers across the nation, to keep up with resources you need to succeed in the industry. Visit us on the web at thetrucker.com or pick up a free copy of our newspaper at one of almost 400 truck stops across the country. That's thetrucker.com.
Sponsored by the Trucker Media Group.
The Army National Guard is committed to keeping the country safe and the community secure. Composed of hundreds of thousands of citizen soldiers from all walks of life and in every corner of America, the Guard is always ready to respond to local and national emergencies. The Army National Guard reacts to domestic operations in each of America's 54 states and territories, including Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Guam, and the District of Columbia. Each state National Guard's unique domestic roles is to act as the first line of defense in support of civil authorities in their state. The Guard's emergency responses include search and rescue missions,
All righty then. Whoa, whoa, and calling looking good.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
It's Running Radio. He's Eric Carly and I'm Gary McNamara. Yeah, where he said decline is a choice. You and I both like that because if you listen to the show, you know that we've been saying that for the longest time. And that's just obviously because when he wakes up every morning, he listens to us on Real Talk 93.3. Yeah, yeah, right before Craig Tishman was on. Yeah, we've been on with and so, yeah. I mean, I know we know Greg, but yeah. But, yeah, we were on, I think it was in the other studio. But yeah, so we're taking credit for it. Oh no, that's clearly something that he got from our influence. Exactly. Man, that's a scary thought.
Back of the hour news is brought to you by Howes Products. Visit HowesProducts.com.
This is Red Eye Radio.
on Westwood One.
Shell Rotella with advanced synthetic technology is designed to help keep your rig running with more mileage and less maintenance.
All right, we're gonna do bench presses and curls for upper body today. Sound good?
I'm just so tired after driving a truck all week. I feel like I don't have enough time.
Have you downloaded the Weigh My Truck app from Catscale? It can save you tons of time when checking your weight.
Speaking of weight, can you spot me?
Your time is money, and nobody knows it better than Catscale. That's why we offer the Weigh My Truck app absolutely free. Now you can complete your entire weigh without ever leaving your truck. You can see your weights on your mobile device, and scale tickets are automatically emailed to you. Best of all, weighing with Catscale means you're backed by the Catscale guarantee. Remember, time is money, so get weighed and get going with the Weigh My Truck app. Visit WeighMyTruck.com to find out more about how this app can revolutionize how you weigh your truck. That's WeighMyTruck.com. For can't accuracy, weigh your truck on a Catscale. From the father of CB radios comes one bad mother. Eric Harley here. You've heard me talk about Uniden CBs for years now. Uniden has been the cornerstone of the trucking industry since the beginning. And even in the age of cell phones, Uniden CBs still remain the trucker's favorite. It is social media at its best. When you need the lowdown on the road ahead, you need a Uniden CB. It is one bad mother. Go to Uniden.com today or stop by your nearest Pilot One J.
When you eat in a Denny's food, you find that time moves like nowhere else. One bite, everything stops. Every hurry and worry comes to a pause that seems to last forever. And now, our new Diner Classics Plus menu matches the past and the future to bring you unbelievable time-warping flavor. Like the new spicy moves over my handy with savory chorizo and jalapenos, or the red, white, and blue buttermilk pancakes that pause the world around you. Whether breakfast, lunch, dinner, or anything in between, at Denny's, it's Diner time. Price and participation may vary, limited time only.
Were you hopeful for less chance of an inspection delay at the roadside in 2021? Compared to the 2020 pandemic year, you were disappointed as inspection likelihood rose from 2020 levels substantially. That's according to the new comprehensive analysis from Overdrive Magazine's decade-long CSA's Data Trail series. But the 2022 series update shows that state truck enforcement departments still aren't back to pre-COVID inspection levels. Learn more about this today. There are some new risks, though, in rising moving violations as well as hours of service detention. You can determine your own roadside risk with 48 state rankings in many inspection and violation categories. Download the full report via overdriveonline.com. Navigate to the regulations section to find the CSA's Data Trail 2022 update. That's overdriveonline.com in the regulations section. And check out CSA's Data Trail 2022 update today.
News Radio 15, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 100.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama, a Cumulus media station. This is CBS News on the hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis fought modern technology as he announced his candidacy on Twitter Spaces.
I am running for President of the United States to lead our great American comeback.
But the platform struggled to accommodate the surge of listeners. Correspondent Peter King tuned in Orlando.
It was supposed to be unconventional, but for 20 minutes, it was unlistenable.
I was very excited to have Governor DeSantis make this.
CEO Elon Musk was repeatedly cut off when the system crashed. Moderator David Sachs.
Here, thank you for putting up with these technical issues. I think we're definitely breaking new ground here.
University of Central Florida politics professor Aubrey Jewett calls the rollout a disaster, but I don't know that it will be the end of his campaign by any means. He says some people may give DeSantis credit for trying something new.
A week out from the deadline for an agreement on the debt ceiling, the country is facing new financial peril. CBS's Stacey Lynn explains.
With no deal, the U.S. could default on its debts for the first time ever. And that means the country's perfect credit rating could be jeopardized. Fitch Ratings put the U.S. on notice for a potential credit downgrade if no deal is reached.
The IRS agent who blew the whistle on the 3-year investigation into Hunter Biden's taxes has spoken publicly for the first time. Gary Shapley tells CBS News the final straw for him was a heated meeting with federal prosecutors.
It was my red line meeting. It just got to that point where that switch was turned on, and I just couldn't silence my conscience anymore.
He believes there was preferential treatment for the president's son. So far, there have been no charges. Mr. Biden is set to announce his choice for the next chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Air Force General C.Q. Brown Jr. CBS News military consultant Jeff McCausland.
This will be the first time in our nation's history that an African American holds the positions of both Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff as well as the Secretary of Defense simultaneously.
Fans around the world were stunned when the news broke. Tina Turner had died. This woman found out during an intermission at Tina the Musical on London's West End.
She was everything for me. What an amazing story of resilience, of female empowerment.
Tina Turner died at her home near Zurich, Switzerland after surviving intestinal cancer and a kidney transplant. She was 83. George Washington University is getting a new team name. The Colonials will become the Revolutionaries, out of respect for Native Americans and other colonized people. This is CBS News.
Platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all at the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credits.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family?
Yeah.
Search engines don't always get it right. But right
Yeah.
now,
Well, somebody once said you want to guarantee employment, make it so good.
one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff, so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
And Aussie is one of 273 being remembered on this anniversary of an American Airlines plane crash in Chicago.
It remains the worst aviation incident in the United States. The DC-10 took off
Oh, when
on
you're
this
right.
day in 1979 from Chicago's O'Hare Airport when an engine dropped off the plane. Australian Nigel Hawkins died in the crash. A total of 273 people were killed, all being remembered today at a memorial built in Chicago just 12 years ago.
I don't know, but I've been told every reason I'm ready to go.
CBS News
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Field at Michigan State right now, it's a bunch of fuzzy falcon chicks. Or little peeping peregrines who
Oh.
stadium have been outfitted.
Hard work, ooh, 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 ooh. Hard work, ooh, 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 ooh. Two old lady was lying in bed, and everybody trying what I said. I don't know, but I've been told that everybody is made of gold.
Years live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
And let us go.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Wendy's $3 breakfast deal. Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is your choice of bacon or sausage, eggs, Swiss croissants, plus a small seasoned potatoes for just $3. Fresh your morning routine and get your $3 breakfast deal today. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours.
A much drier and very nice forecast on the way starting today. A little bit of fog out there early this morning, but after that, it's all sunshine for the rest of the day. Just a few clouds mixed in. Temperatures top out around 83 with a light wind around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, upper 50s to around 60. Back to 83 tomorrow, mostly sunny. More sunshine this weekend with highs around 80 or 81. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Nothing's being reported by the authorities that would send anyone on an alternate route. Interstate systems moving into the Tri-County area from Platte, Albany, Greenville. With problems on Highway 80 or 14 coming in from Selma and 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy. Still carrying light traffic. High school students get a jump start on your college career with dual enrollment at Trenton State. Trenton State, today's college for tomorrow's world. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams with WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Thursday. 5 of the 6 suspects accused in the Dadeville mass shooting face new charges. Those new charges are for Johnny Brown, Roy Brown, Wilson Hill Jr., along with a 16 and 17-year-old. They all face charges of reckless murder, and now they're also charged with more than 24 counts of assault. Tonight, Dadeville High School will hold its graduation ceremony at 7 p.m. on the football field. During graduation, they will honor classmates who are no longer with them, two victims of that shooting, Bill Dibell and Tom Smith. The families will accept their promise on the street. We're counting down to our annual Summer Fun and Food Drive, and this year's food drive will be June 9th at Remco's Market on East Coast Parkway in Montgomery. Each year, we collect cash in non-perishable food items to benefit the Montgomery area food bank. I'm Jasmine Williams, and these are your
Hey, y'all, Lewis at the Capital Oyster Bar. We'll be on that beautiful Alabama River cooking up that fresh seafood for you. We're having a good time down here. We're renting out pontoon boats. Got that RV park. All you got to do is come down here and join us at the RV park and walk next door right here at the restaurant. Don't forget our Sunday afternoons. We really kick it up a notch this Sunday. Dexter Allen, some good old school blues down here Sunday. You can check it all out at CapitolOysterBar.com or go to our Facebook page. Come on down here Sunday. It's Memorial Day weekend. Don't forget you got Monday off. Come on and join us.
Larry Puckett Chevrolet in Prattville is delivering huge discounts on select new vehicles at their Red Tank sales event going on now. Visit LarryPuckett.com and click on Red Tank Sale and take advantage of all of the savings. Plus, all new Trax, Colorados, and Chevrolet HDs are arriving now. Call them today for details. Shop new vehicles and select pre-owned vehicles today. Visit Larry Puckett Chevrolet in Prattville or shop online at LarryPuckett.com. Larry Puckett Chevrolet, where the customers do the talking.
Russell Wilson here with Play 60, United Way in the NFL, helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Healthy kids.
To get involved, go to unitedway.org/play60.
All right, it's time to go to work. Go to work again. Oh, my friend.
When it comes to your money, whatever you want to be smart about it, you can find it at smartaboutmoney.org, a free online resource for nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education. Smartaboutmoney.org, the easy place to start when you want to get smart.
The summer heat has set in, and it doesn't look like Alabama's cooling down anytime soon. To avoid heat illness, it's important to take preventative measures. Drink more fluids. Stay indoors. When temperatures are extreme, reduce or eliminate strenuous activities during the hottest times of day. Protect yourself from the sun with a hat and sunscreen.
Hey,
And never
Google.
leave pets or people in parked vehicles.
What is 11 times
Brought to
13?
you by the Alabama Department of Public Health and the state. Job finances, everything gets crazy. Just want to be in control.
Smart About Money, a free online resource from the nonprofit National Endowment for Financial Education.
Would it be?
Visit samrycan.org.
Telling it like it really is. The Dan Bongino
Time to go to work.
on News Radio 1440.
And turn this up. Let it flow, let it flow.
Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
Tomorrow morning, if you wake up and good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time to rise and shine. For it is one more day, one more. You're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins. My friends call me Sarge, but I don't have many friends sometimes. Good morning to you. It is time to rise and shine. It is another day above ground, and the ground's not above you. It is time for our daily bread, a word from on high, something that will change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning. It is May the 25th. I want to say happy birthday. Take a moment of pleasure. Happy birthday to my eldest son, Emmanuel Elkins, 32 today. And a pretty good young man that he is. Good morning. All for Jesus. That is our daily bread for this day, May the 25th. Our scriptural insight today comes from Colossians 3:15 through 24. Colossians 3:17 says, whatever you do, whether in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus. Govern yourselves accordingly. Good morning. And again, it is May the 25th. It is a day like all the other days that has never been. And this day won't ever come again. Once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get a chance to come back and do all the things today that you should do that you don't. And you don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, May the 25th, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done on this day. If you've lived a while, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and mercy of God, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do with them? Well, whatever we do what we can, while we can, for as many as we can, until we can't. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, and no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say that is the standard by which you live your life. You should always, always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say give out if you must. Rest if you can. But you never quit. You never, ever give up. Because quitters never win. And winners may fail at a thing or two. We all do. They will never be failures. All for Jesus. It is a great day to be alive. Good morning to you, Montgomery.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. Our reading titled, All for Jesus, was written by Cindy Hess Casper. When Jeff was 14, his mom took him to see a famous singer. Like many musicians of his era, B.J. Thomas had gotten caught up in a self-destructive lifestyle while on music tours. but that was before he and his wife were introduced to Jesus. Their lives were radically changed when they became believers in Christ. On the night of the concert, the singer began to entertain the enthusiastic crowd. But after performing a few of his well-known songs, one guy yelled out from the audience, "Hey, sing one for Jesus." Without any hesitation, BJ responded, "I just sang 4 songs for Jesus." It's been a few decades since then, but Jeff still remembers that moment when he realized that everything we do should be for Jesus, even things that some might consider to be non-religious. We're sometimes tempted to divvy up the things we do in life, read the Bible, share our story of coming to faith, sing a hymn, sacred stuff, mow the lawn, go for a run, sing a country song, secular stuff. Colossians 3:16 reminds us that the message of Christ indwells us in activities like teaching, singing, and being thankful. But verse 17 goes even further. It emphasizes that as God's children, whatever we do, whether in word or deed, we do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus. We do it all for Him. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Colossians chapter 3, verses 15 through 24. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body you were called to peace. And be thankful. Let the message of Christ dwell among you richly as you teach and admonish one another with all wisdom through psalms, hymns, and songs from the Spirit, singing to God with gratitude in your hearts. And whatever you do, whether in word or deed, do it all in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him. Wives, submit yourselves to your husbands, as is fitting in the Lord. Husbands, love your wives, and do not be harsh with them. Children, obey your parents in everything, for this pleases the Lord. Fathers, do not embitter your children, or they will become discouraged. Slaves, obey your earthly masters in everything, and do it not only when their eye is on you and to curry their favor, but with sincerity of heart and reverence for the Lord. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. Let's pray. Loving God, help us recognize that everything we do in life is because you have given us life and breath to do it. Help us not to divide our lives into spiritual and secular, but surrender it all to you. Thank you, Lord. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. My name is Rochelle Traub, and today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
All right, it's time to rise and shine. Last day of PT, and then starting next month we're doing PT 3 days a week. This 5-day thing's hurt me. You know, it's time to rise and shine. You hear the horn in the background. Somebody's calling Reveille this morning. Let's get up and get the general to call these cases this morning and get more, and then PT, and then the lessons of life, and then we'll get to do other things. Let's do it. Let's get it.
Oh, here we go, all the way, gotta be rough and
For all my paratroopers, super duper paratroopers out there this morning, across the land. Come on now. Not yet. Down in the mess hall on my knees. Okay, it wasn't quite this bad. I don't know what she's saying here. But a can of beans. They really ate beans. Really ate beans. The bread was molded. Okay, that may have been a problem every once in a while.
it was molded and the meat was well. You know darn well that you can't eat that.
Hey, you know darn well that you can't eat that.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All the way.
All the way. Gotta be rough and tough. Air. Boom. All the way. Here we go. In the 82nd Airborne, knees in the breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight.
All the way airborne, airborne, all the way
Time to rise and shine, Montgomery.
airborne.
And the rest of the world too.
Hey, driving on, driving on.
Early one morning
On the drizzling rain, well, I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump, that's the sad 1 minute to go. Green light leave with a cheering blow.
All the way
airborne. Driving on.
Driving on, all the way airborne, airborne, all the way driving on, driving on, driving on.
Here we go.
Here we go.
All the way.
All the way. Gotta be rough and tough.
Rough and tough.
Airborne.
Airborne, airborne.
All right, somebody get started made first on that time. It's time to do PT. They're retiring. They're not retired yet. So let's get on some of this pavement, baby. Let's do it. Oh. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. Everybody doing it right. Hard work, work, work. That's what they say. Hard work, work, work. Earn my pay. Hard work, do it every day. I get up about 2:45. Come on, praise hope and go to my pay. Come on now. Hard work, work. Days of work. Hard work, work. That's what they say. Hard work. I earn my pay. Hard work, work. Make the call. Hard work, work. Come on now. Hard work, work. Let's go to work. Hard work, 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 work. Oh yeah. Hard work, work. Set them right. Hard work, work. Oh yeah. Hard work. I do it for play. Come on. Hard work, work. Woo! Hard work. We up, yeah. In the early morning rain. That's what they say. Hard work. I do it for play. Come on. Hard work, work. Hard work, work. Woo! Hard work, work. Is it over yet? Hard work, work. The mission is gold. Oh! Oh! Hard work, work. Okay then. Woo! And now, we pay homage to all our armed forces of these United States of America. And let us not forget that this weekend is about more than hot dogs and plays and having a great time. It is a commemoration of the sacrifices that all of these young men and women, past, present, and future, who sit on the fence someplace in the world, knowing that their job's a tough one and it can be dangerous. Knowing that, and they say to themselves, not on my watch. Politicians come and go. They come and go. Commanders in chief come and go. But soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force, well, these guys don't get to quit. They don't get elected. They are selected because of their ability and willingness to go in harm's way. So this weekend, when you guys, as you look about and the good times, and please have some because they sacrifice. But Ronald Reagan once said that soldiers, military people lose 2 lives. They lose the life that they have, and they lose the life that they would have had. Remember that this weekend. And these are the folks that put air in airborne. Whose help? Well, we couldn't get there as fast as we do. Excuse me, as fast as they do now. And last but certainly not least, their motto is Semper Fidelis, but they couldn't pronounce that. So they just cut it short to, Semper Fi. But whether it's Semper Fi or Semper Fidelis, it all means the same thing across every branch of service. Always faithful. Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, and of course, United States Marines. We're going to take a break and we'll be back with the lessons of life as well as the word of the day. Good morning to you. It's time to rise and shine.
Solutions for local and global business.
Over here, over there, we will miss the
bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2023.
A much drier and very nice forecast on the way starting today. A little bit of fog out there early this morning, but after that, it's all sunshine for the rest of the day. Just a few clouds mixed in. Temperatures top out around 83 with a light wind around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, upper 50s to around 60. Back to 83 tomorrow, mostly sunny, and more sunshine this weekend with highs around 80 or 81.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. The good news continues. Still no major problems or accidents. Nothing's being reported by the authorities that would send anyone on an alternate route. Keep listening. We'll keep you posted. Incredible values are at Premier Place. Shop Bath and Body Works, Cuts by Us, Hourglass Optical, Shoe Carnival, Pharaoh, Vape and Phone Repair, and more. Premier Place in Prattville, another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
You don't usually hear about an esports player being arrested, but how about an esports player being arrested twice? Sentinel's Valorant player Hunter Sick Mims found himself being arrested for trespassing a few months ago. Now, less than 3 months after being released, the player was arrested for a second trespassing charge on May 8th. He was already released, but fans and fellow teammates are concerned for his mental health. Sentinel CEO Rob Moore commented on Sick, stating that the team's goal was to support Hunter during this difficult moment.
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
There's a price war in the insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call the Term Lifeline right now and see if you can save 40%. $500,000 plans and up, that's our specialty. Even great smokers' rates. Protect your family today. Call the Term Lifeline right now for a free quote. 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM, 866-549-TERM.
Chico's knows. Chico's really knows. Chico's has served the river region for over 40 years. Now they invite you to get to know Chico's Auto Pros, an all-new full-service automotive service center specializing in 5-star customer service for all your collision repair, auto service, and tire needs, conveniently located on Atlanta Highway, just minutes from the Eastern Bypass in downtown. Chico's also knows convenient loaner car service, after-hours key drop-off, and even financing options for all things auto. Call Chico's Auto Pros today at 239-9510. Chico's knows.
Offer not valid in all states or prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Wait. Tell me, where'd you get that money?
Oh, man, all this money came from 43money.com right online.
Are you saying you went to 43money.com and got all that money you needed fast?
Man, you know it. I went to 43money.com yesterday and bam, $5 grand was in my account today. straight up.
Now hold on. 43money.com helped you get 5K like that?
Yeah, man, that's right. 43money.com's lenders provide personal loans for up to $5,000 for people like you and me, even if you don't have good credit.
Man, I'm always short on cash. Can 43money.com help me get the money I need fast?
If you need extra money fast, go to 43money.com. Just have a checking account and a regular source of income. Go to 43money.com and you can get the loan you need now.
43money.com.
To get the money you need.
Let me go to see if I can get some of that money.
43money.com directly into your address bar. That's 43money.com. Again, 43money.com. 43money.com.
Finding great people to hire is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's pretty difficult, right? Well, ZipRecruiter has mastered finding a needle in a haystack, so they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple that it's like finding a needle in a needle stack. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. They have so many qualified candidates that it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's a lot of needles. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even invite your top choices to apply. So if you want less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Okay, we're back. Good morning to you. It's 6:33 in the morning. You know what time it is? It is time for Lessons of Life as well as the Word of the Day. Now, the Word of the Day is just a little part that we do here. We do our part to try to make sure you guys, you keep up with the. We want you to have the ability to tell your boss where to put it without telling them where to put it. Okay, because that way you don't lose your job. Okay, I'm just saying you might want to pay attention to some of these words. That way you can tell him, he'll be glad you told him whatever. He won't understand what you told him, but you'll tell him in such a nice way until he'll just have to, accept it. All right. So good morning to you. Now, the word of the day means willing to agree. Willing to agree. Okay. Now, if you want to tell your boss that you're willing to agree, but you don't really want to say that. Well, here's the word you want to use instead. You want to say, I am amenable. Okay? Amenable. Okay? Amenable. Amenable. That means that you're willing to agree. All right? I know school's out. That's the last day of school. I got that. So that's what you want to know. Amenable. Okay? Willing to agree. Let me spell that one more time. Amenable. R for my military friends. Alpha, Mike, Echo, November, Alpha, Bravo, Lima, Echo. Okay. Now you know how that's said now. So amenable. I am amenable to that. Okay. I am willing to agree. Now, today's lesson of life is an interesting one because it requires us to think outside the box sometimes. Now, thinking outside the box sounds good, and sometimes it can be good. The problem is when you think outside the box sometimes and it all goes wrong, what do you do then? Nobody wants to hear, well, I was thinking outside the box. Okay, well, we're going to put you outside with the box. Okay, I'm just saying. So before you go off on your own, before you decide to change the SOPs, okay, before you decide that this is it, I'm stuck, I'm sticking to it, I won't quit, I will not waver, this is my decision. Well, and that sounds good. That sounds like good stuff. That sounds like good stuff. I mean, you want to be a stand-up guy or lady. You want to be that. But however, there will be and I can acknowledge this. There will be sometimes in your life that you will have no help. And you would have to stand up and stand alone. All we ask, make sure you're on solid ground. Test, assess, retest, reassess before you make that life-changing decision. Make sure you're on solid ground, because sometimes the ground can come up under you real quickly when you're making them life-changing decisions. So there will be many times in this life that you will be places there will be no help. You will have to stand up alone, but just make sure you're on solid ground. So any life-changing decision that you make, or somebody had told me this a long time ago, any life-changing decision that you want to make, I say think about it 10 times, and then think 10 more times. And at the end of those 20 times, after you think about it and you reach the same conclusion, I say try it. But that still doesn't guarantee success. All right, then. Now, what are some of the things that happened on this day? Well, on this day in 1787, the Constitutional Convention opened in Philadelphia, where 55 state delegates, initially charged with amending the Article of Confederation, later drafted the Constitution of the United States. All right. A couple of birthdays today are Brian Urlacher, played football, Ian McKellen, who is a British actor, and Raymond Carver. Don't know who they are, but we're going to live with it. Robert Lundlund, born 1927, and Pietro Pio, Italian priest and saint, born 1887. On this day in 2020, an unarmed African-American man was killed during an arrest in Minneapolis, Minnesota, setting off massive protests around the country and generating greater support for the Black Lives Matter movement, which we talk about that some other time. Police officer Derek Chauvin was later convicted of the murder. The last episode in 2011 of the Oprah Winfrey Show aired, the long-running TV program that helped, well, for the most part, to help Winfrey become one of the richest and most powerful, influential women in the United States. George Lucas, in 1977, space opera film Star Wars, later known as Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope, was released, launching one of the most successful and influential franchises in motion picture history. 1969, The Midnight Cowboy was released in theaters, and the drama, which starred Jon Voight and Dustin Hoffman, went on to become the only X-rated film to win an Academy Award for Best Picture. Okay then. 1961, in a speech before Congress, President John F. Kennedy committed that the United States, they committed to the proposition to land a man on the moon by the end of the decade. And of course, we all know now that the goal was achieved. What the great word says, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. He's the same president said, it is not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. 1946, American baseball player Babe Ruth hit his 714th home run, the last home run of his career. He retired later that year. Babe Ruth. 1935, American track and field standout Jesse Owens, who happens to be from Alabama, set 3 world records and equaled one other at a meet in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Needless to say, Jesse Owens was a great Olympian. And in 1895, the trial of the acclaimed Irish actor Oscar Wilde ended with him being found guilty of committing acts of gross indecency with certain male persons. He was sentenced to 2 years of hard labor. Man, they're not doing that anymore. Aircraft designer in 1889, Igor Sikorsky, who successfully developed the helicopter, was born in Kiev, Ukraine, Russian Empire. I didn't know that. American entertainer Bill in 1878, American Bill Bojangles Robinson, best known for his dancing with Shirley MacTemple in the films in the 1930s, was born in Richmond, Virginia. In 1810, having severed ties with Spain, the Vicegal government, the Municipal Council of Buenos Aires, established an autonomous government, okay, on that day. And those are some of the things that happened in this day. Now, what are we celebrating today? Today is, what is today? Yeah, my son's birthday, so it's got to be the 25th of May. So it's, we are celebrating International Skin Pigmentation Day. I don't know how you pronounce it. I mean, how do you celebrate it? Unless you do it a Michael Jackson thing and try to change the color of your pigmentation. I don't know, but that's the day with it. How about Jordan Independence Day? And here's one, May Revolution Day. Okay, so and something that happened in Argentina. We don't live there, so I don't worry about it too much. All right, moving right along. National Bath Bomb Day. Okay, I don't really know what that means. Grab your robe and your favorite face peel. Oh, okay, because you're celebrating this one right away. So I guess that's something that you put on your face to get the wrinkles out. I guess I don't have any wrinkles. I don't really know. National Brown Bag Day. Now, I had a lot of those days coming up because that's where we had our lunch in. Our lunch was in a brown bag, and that it worked out good. So that peanut butter and jelly, every once in a while, had to, sometimes the sandwich didn't make it to school. Sometimes we just had to reach in that little bag there, and I remember those days good. The brown bag, peanut butter and jelly, and bologna. But let me tell you something. Nothing tastes better than peanut butter and jelly and bologna if you are hungry. Okay. So now by the time lunch came, I had to come up with a different plan, and so I would have to, look really sad at the lunch counter up there, and they give my brother an apple or something. All right, moving right along. National Cody Day. Now, Cody has been among some of the most famous names in the U.S. Okay, in the past 5 years, believe it or not, Cody. So if your name is Cody, congratulations. Okay, Enzo. That's a name. It's an Italian name, and some people seem to think that it's a good name. Also, join all the people named George today. So if you know anybody named George, tell them it's his day. Okay. Here's one that's of a serious nature: National Missing Children Day. Today we remember the missing children and spread the word about children and abduction. And a lot of those children, some of those children have been right here in Montgomery, that parents are still missing and still looking for. National Sing Out Day. Channel your inner melodious voice and get ready to sing your blues away. So when it tough gets going today, just come up with your favorite song, like be happy. Okay, that's the song. National Tap Dance Day. Now, I've never really been a fan of tap dance, but I am a fan of the people that can actually do it, because that's something that's interesting. Okay, I'm just saying. National VTuber Day. Step into the world of virtual reality where you can have your own avatar. And here's a Jewish holiday, Shavuot. One of the feasts of the week is a Jewish holiday with an agricultural and biblical significance. Maybe one of my Jewish friends will tell me what it is. Shavuot. So I'm going to say that's Shavuot. I think that's how you pronounce that. Good. If I didn't, I'm pretty sure Mr. Cohen or one of those guys will tell me. It is Towel Day. So we are celebrating those people who walk around with a towel wrapped around their neck like they've actually been doing PT. Now me, I don't believe in washing towels. How come, you say? Okay, now I explain to you this much here. So if a towel is only used with soap and water, why should you ever need to wash it? Really? Because what you're telling me then is that the soap that you put on the towel to clean your body is not good enough to clean the towel. So why do I put it on? So I mean, I save myself a lot of time just by using the same towel like for 3 years in a row. But I wash it every day when I take a shower. I'm just telling you, that's the way it goes. World Thyroid Day. Join millions across the globe in a fight against thyroid disease on World Thyroid Day. So I'm just saying you might want to think about that. So those are some of the things that we are studying, we are celebrating today. All right. So I got anything else for you? No, I don't think I do. That's it. Man, that's kind of short today. Well, I guess not a lot of things happened on May the 25th, except Emmanuel was born in the hospital, and I had to sit there and try to figure. Listen, when Emmanuel, both my boys, when they were born, I don't want to see all that. I don't. I mean, some guys, I saw somebody doing a natural birth at home. That ain't me. I would never think about certain things the same way I do now as I used to if I just saw all that coming out of there. I'd say we wouldn't. But so I'm sitting at the top of the bed, not at the top. I'm just sitting up there, looking out the window, listening to what's going on now. I don't want to see what's going on down there. No. Now there's some men who want to see it. Not me. I don't want to see it at all. All right. So if you got something on your mind this morning, so I got a little extra time though, I don't feel if you call. I won't hold it against you if you want to call and say something. 860-1440 is the number. Because I'm running short today. It ain't a short week, but it's almost the last day of the week. So I'm just chilling, okay? Talking about the things of life. But anyway, so how many of you guys out there saw your child born? And did it make you think something about, did it make you think something about, certain other things watching that child come out of there? No. I don't know how women do it. I really don't know how women do it more than once. I can understand the one-time thing. I can understand that because everybody wants to experience things for the first time. But why would you do that 3, 4, 5, 6 times? I couldn't do it. Not me, baby. Oh, let's see who this is. Hey, who's this? Yeah. Well, I just, what? Sex would not mean the same thing. although you, wait. After a while, you got over it. So you had 4 more. Man, I see all the stuff that comes out with the baby. Yeah. I was at the top of the bed listening to the doctor take him out. But I don't want to see none of that. Ugh. All right. Appreciate it. Yeah, because I know some guys are brave. They can do that. I can't do it. I would never do it again now. Anyway, I'm too old for all that. But okay, I may or may not be. I could produce another one, I think. But who wants to do that at this age? I'm already 49 years older than Z. So now we're done. We done. We ain't going there again. Good morning. Yes, sir. Did you see your child come out? Good. You and I agree. Well, we still have the word no. A reprieve, yes, we do. So I still got a job for a couple more years, hopefully. Yeah. WKMOX? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Settlers now. Settlers. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm. Well, here's what I'm thinking. Why don't we just declare war on these countries and making all their people leave, and therefore we can go over there and settle their country for them? Yeah, do that. Yeah, I mean, if we got to take care of everybody, we might as well go over there like we did in Japan and whoop some butt, and then let the people. Because here's my problem: how can you run from your home? How can you run? I mean, there are no men out there in the world that are willing to stand up for their own home, so they'd rather come over here. And as long as there's a Democrat in the White House, all that, my understanding, they're giving people $1,200 a month. Some people to be resettled here for I don't know how long that's going to last, what the case may be, but and we want to help people, but they got their own country. Why not fight for it? Not knowing anything about any of the people. And here's my thing. Now I will say one thing. I've been to Wyoming. I've been to Idaho and places up there. Now, if we do need somebody to go up there and work that land up there. I'm good with it. So if you want to stay here, then you go to Idaho, someplace with a whole bunch of land and no people. I mean, and settle that place. Yeah. There's something's wrong with that model. I mean, we want to help. Everybody wants to help people, but how can you help others if you cannot help yourself? Well, and let me tell you something else, a byproduct of this. It hasn't happened yet, but you bring a bunch of people in who do not want to be Americans, but they want to come to America. The cultural differences will start at some point to make a difference, and it's going to be, and we've seen some of that already. It's going to be a difficult transition with some of these people. They don't understand the Constitution of the United States. They don't understand the history of diversity and all that stuff. There go that word again. But they don't want to be Americans. They want to come to America. And there's a difference. Yeah. All right, appreciate it. Yeah, we got some interesting time. Now, the only advantage I have, fortunately, now this is going to be the only time that it's okay to be broke and poor. Because if you're broke and poor and you have nothing, then everybody starts on an even keel. Okay? So, but the people who are going to be hurting themselves are the ones who lose all their money. Okay? See, a poor man has never hurt himself because he lost being poor. No. Only rich people do that. So stay poor, my friends. Stay poor. Hey, good morning. Who's this? All right. We'll do. That's good advice. Anyway, 6:55 in the morning. What else is going on anyway? Anybody else got anything else this morning? This is a free call because I don't really charge this against you. Because starting next month, we are going to redo our morning theme here. We're gonna do something different. I don't know exactly what yet. Our daily bread is the only thing I know is going to stay. Everything else we may change out. We'll see. I'll have to check it out pretty soon. I'll be taking suggestions from my audience. What they want to hear first thing in the morning after our daily bread, or if they like my if they like my lessons of life. And I like my lessons of life actually because it's things that we learn by living. But everybody may not like it because everybody may not like it. Anyway, good morning to you. Did anybody go to the veterans thing yesterday? Did anybody hear about? I didn't get a chance to go yesterday. I was busy doing something like making a living. But I don't know. The mayor didn't call me or anything. So I don't know why he didn't call a brother with me. Sometimes he's on that sports station down there, and I don't know why he's down there. But anybody hear me yesterday over there? Yeah, I was over there with John Longshore for a while. I mean, when I go over there, the intellectual quotient of the place goes up. All right, I'm just telling you when I go over there. Also, got some friends in Paris right now. A former friend of mine named Pat. She's over in Paris, her and her kids, and they're sending me back photos of the cemetery where all the Americans are laid to rest over there, who landed on Normandy. All kinds of things in the place. I've never been to Paris. I'll think about going though. That's all I'm doing. Good morning. Who's this? I hear you. But anyway, it is hallowed ground over there, and that's what this Memorial Day is meant to acknowledge the sacrifices of all of these young people, and most of them are young. I was looking at the list yesterday. I got a list here of 143 young Alabamians who went to war since 9/11, and the average age is probably about 22. Okay, 22 years old. Never really had a chance to live life. Not really. But they went over there and did what they had to do, and we're a better nation for it. Now, can we keep the nation that was sacrificed for by these young men and women? Ronald Reagan said they gave up 2 lives. The one life that they had and the one life that they would have had. Remember that this weekend. We'll be back.
WSFA 12 News, here's what's happening this Thursday. 5 of the 6 suspects accused in the Dayville mass shooting face new charges. Those new charges are for Johnny Brown, Willie Brown, Wilson Hill Jr., along with the 16 and 17-year-old.
I feel no sorrow for them.
Reckless murder, and now they're also charged with more than 24 counts.
First time,
Tonight, Dayville High School will hold a graduation ceremony at 7 p.m. on the football field. During graduation, they will honor 2 classmates who are no longer with them, 2 victims of that shooting, Phil Dowdell and Chunkeia Smith. Their families will accept diplomas on the field. We're counting down to our annual summer fun and food drive, and this year's food drive will be June 9th at Renfro's Market on East Coast Parkway in Montgomery. Each year, we collect cash at Mount here for food items to benefit the Montgomery area food bank. I'm Jazz Williams. These are your morning headlines.
WLWI AM, the home of the Ben Shapiro Show, and heard on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, a Cumulus media station.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. White House and congressional negotiators have just been given new incentive to reach an agreement on the nation's debt before the government runs out of money next week. Fitch is warning it will downgrade the U.S. AAA rating. Economist Mark Zandi at Moody's.
Sends a signal, very clearly the credit rating agencies are on high alert like everybody else, and are signaling that unless lawmakers get it together here in a reasonably timely fashion, they're going to have to take action.
The deadline is June 1st. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says he's not upset about all those technical glitches when he announced he'd be running for the Republican presidential nomination.
It did break the Twitter space, and so we're really excited with the enthusiasm.
President Biden tweeted his own message about a link that would work. It sent people to his campaign donation site. The man who helped plot the attack on the U.S. Capitol faces sentencing. Correspondent Scott McFarlane is on Capitol Hill.
Stuart Rhodes, founder of the Oath Keepers, will learn his punishment today, convicted at trial for seditious conspiracy for his role in the January 6th attack. Prosecutors will seek 25 years in prison for Rhodes. Rhodes will ask for time served and to be sent home.
There were vigils across Texas last night to remember the 19 children and 2 teachers killed in a mass shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde a year ago. Reporter Chris Fox from Uvalde.
At Memorial Park, over 1,000 attended. The students who survived the shooting, the first to light the candles. Other vigils were held in Houston, San Antonio, Fort Worth, and in Austin, people gathered outside of the governor's mansion.
If this is the best I can do for right now is just show up and hold these children in my memory, I'm going to do that.
The number of senior boomers is booming. CBS's Linda Kenyon has details on new census data.
The numbers from the most recent headcount conducted in 2020 show residents 65 or older grew by more than a third. At the same time, the number of children under 5 declined. When combined, that puts the median age in the U.S. at 38.8 from 37.2.
Some parents at an elementary school in Los Angeles will keep their kids home from school on Pride Day. They'll protest the K-5 celebration at Satakoy Elementary, which will hold a Rainbow Day assembly a week from tomorrow. The group has sent out a flyer warning videos will be shown to students mentioning children with 2 mommies and others with 2 daddies. Opponents call it grooming. S&P futures are up 24, Dow futures down 97. This is CBS News.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
Is it time to get out the mom jeans?
Gen Z already said they're uncool for women. And now, guys, you don't have to squeeze your thighs into them anymore either. I'm not, but you hate me. An influencer on TikTok posted a simple video showing men ditching the skinny and moving on to baggier, wider leg trousers, cargo pants, and relaxed denim. The video got more than 22 million views, and men followed up with their transformations. The original creators being praised now for, quote, doing God's work and changing lives. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Yellowstone National Park rangers say they had to euthanize a baby bison after it was handled by a visitor and rejected by its herd. They say the calf had been separated from its mother as the herd crossed a river. A man, apparently trying to help, pushed the little one up from the water and onto a road. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
The Jordan B. Peterson podcast with his very special 2-part guest, Joe Rogan.
Oftentimes the last hour of a 3-hour podcast is the best hour.
Yeah, well, that intuition was certainly right and revolutionary.
Part of my revolutionary idea is just me being stubborn.
The Jordan B. Peterson podcast and special guest, Joe Rogan. Download it free and easy at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. From the Westwood One Podcast Network.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. Even with heart failure, my mother remained strong.
Because without strength, you lose hope. Together, we will rise above heart failure.
To help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on.
Okay, then. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. Get that out of the way. Okay. Well, don't look like my preacher gonna come because he probably forgot. What I thought he may be out of town, maybe out of town. You know, when you got too many kids, you need a break. And you got a church too. Yeah, I can understand. Good morning to everybody. Hope that they find you well. Tomorrow is going to be our commemoration for our honored dead, the people who sacrificed everything they had. The saying is that all give some, but some give all. And we always celebrate that day, that commemoration of those people who are willing to go in harm's way and sacrifice. We have 143 Alabamians in the last 20 years that have given their life the final sacrifice for this country. We will acknowledge those 143. Some whom I attended some of their funerals here in Alabama, just as a member of, just as an appreciation for the sacrifice that they gave. But we'll get to that tomorrow. Okay, but today, and I think I got a guest coming up today to talk a little bit about that, but I'm not sure who it is yet. We won't, But the sun's out. It is an absolutely beautiful day. It is great to be on top of the ground today, as opposed to the ground being on top of you. It's absolutely beautiful. God gives us days like this so we can remember times that we were not so good. It is a great day to be alive. 860-14 number here. Normally Thursday we set for theological conversation, but however, I don't my people in here, so now I can do a lot of things. I can talk about a lot of things. I just can't talk about the biblical part, like I'm an expert or something, because I'm not. And most of the time I'm all confused anyway. Good morning. Who's this? Yes, well, I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, we are close. I'm stuck up to the best of them. Oh yeah, I haven't had a chance to do that. Yeah. Well, yeah, but you can sue anybody. Okay, now let me ask you this. I'm really being sincere about this. Why are you so concerned about that? And what lie is that? Well, I just said, tell me the lie. Okay, tell me the lie. And just tell me which lie you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Well, now that's the same person. I will if I think it's relevant. I mean, the guy that they ran off evidently has a record of something or not being able to finish some job. Right. Well, you can sue a ham sandwich. Mm. Yeah. Okay, well, I think when he decides to come on again, we'll talk to him. I appreciate it. I don't, you know, that's out of my wheelhouse. Good morning. Yes, I'm doing fine.
The guy just I got to think of his name, but when he was like, it's not for you to be unarrested. I mean, he want to know. And I think if they want to ask him, and he has a legitimate question, I mean, if that's what he want to know, he want to know. It's just like I'm concerned about all of the things that's going on in the prison. Says what about about three or four that got killed a couple days ago. Got called me and say in 36 hours they gonna kill three. One escaped. That's just some of the things. But what really got me when you were talking about all the money that they're gonna give different people, but we can't get no money. The only ends lie, lie. On the end, that's what that was. But on the end, he was saying they talk about the West Side. He's right. All this money, they got billions of dollars out there, but that's not your takeaway. You're not going to ask somebody about that. But the West Side, never get none of that money. Did you know Bob and Lee Cannon, the shakers and the makers in here, black and white, they don't say nothing about why that money can't come to the West Side. It don't even concern you, do it.
Well, listen, you got a house full of representatives down there and the state senate. I mean, that's their job to make sure that not talk show. That's their job.
But you talk about is I'm glad you're gonna change your format the first of the month. You talk about everything else, but you don't talk. You can talk about that every day. You can whip that horse to death on about why won't y'all change the West Side? Well, you have all this money. You get I want somebody to talk about the money. It's Commissioner Isaiah Sankey. They mad at him. I'm gonna go here too. They gave Doug Singer, going back to him again, he got $6 million for what? Some kind of field or borrow or whatever that thing is. I don't even know what it is. He got $6 million for it, didn't he?
Well, y'all, again, have any of the representatives, well, let me ask you, what has, well, yeah. Well, what I haven't heard. What I haven't heard. I have not heard of any of the people that represent West Montgomery outside the city council people. I haven't heard anybody complain. Have you heard anybody complain? Have you heard Hatcher? Have you heard Kenyatta? I ain't talking about the citizen. I ain't talking about the citizen. Yeah. I ain't talking about the citizen. I'm talking about the people who are making $50,000 a year and more to represent these communities. You got Hatcher, you got Kenyatta, you got you got Penny, who I love. I think she's an outstanding person. And we got another. What's the other woman's name down there? I haven't heard from her so much. I forgot her name. But these people get paid to look out for those areas. Have you heard them complain at all? Mhm. 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 Yeah, hey, listen, yeah, what? Yeah, yeah. But that's, okay. I appreciate, again, you know, you gotta worry about the people who represent. Good morning. Yeah, doing pretty good. All right there, Mr. Ed. I take one more call. I take a break. Let's see who's up here in the next. I think it was this person. Good morning. Who's this? Yes, Miss Daisy. Oh, pretty good. Hmm. Hmm. But don't go so cheap down the house. Yeah, don't sell out. Don't sell out that. All right, my dear, appreciate your call. Hey, no more with the break. We'll come back. No, I got to take a break. Man. I got to take. We'll be back. Right now.
Need to hire?
Summer's here. Temperatures are soaring, and unfortunately, so is the risk of developing skin cancer. The sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can damage your skin if it's not protected properly. So when you're out in the summer, make sure to wear your protective clothing, like hats and long sleeves, and repeatedly reapply sunscreen.
This is State Health Officer Scott Harris. For more information, visit our website, www.alabama.gov. My muscle aches. I was tired all the time.
You out of nowhere.
Yes, I was thinking about something.
I had a fever, and it was terrible.
No, that was awesome. It was nice.
And a mosquito. I'm not reacting to pain in the top.
We went from other places to the facts. Visit passport.org. Public services from the National Government.
The Army National Guard is committed to keeping and your community secure. Hundreds of citizen soldiers the Guard is always ready to respond to the Army National Guard reacts to domestic operations in each of America's 52 states and territories, including Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Panama, and the District of Columbia. Each state National Guard to move domestic workers and support civil authorities in their state. Emergency responses include search and rescue missions, compliance, wildfires, hurricane or tornado report, and police control mediation. We are always ready. We are always there. And in every circumstance, we stand guard with our communities. Welcome to nationalguard.com. Sponsored by Alpha. Mondays at 3 p.m. Show Chinese Right on News Radio 1370. Okay, we're back. It's Thursday. Normally, Sean Marathon would be here, but we forgot. Visionary, all that stuff going on. So I'm trying to hold it down today myself. Good morning. Who's this? I didn't say, well, listen. You can disagree with people without, except Biden, without calling. He's local for it. All right. Well, mhm. All right then. Yeah, getting kind of not nice this morning. But that's okay. That's all right. And also, once I get more to the Emmanuel, who is 32 today. I didn't know I even have it. But, hey, that's good news. Sometimes he's a good kid, so he's a photographer. So if you ever want to, you ever need a photographer to really something like that, hit me up. I'll send you your way. Really, really good. Anyway, there's a lot of politician stuff too. A lot of politics. I mean, he does a lot of that stuff. Anyway, 860-1440. It is 7:30 up and down. Good morning. Yes, sir. Yes. Mhm. All right, appreciate it, and I do that. Now, I don't really agree with Donald on too many things, but when you again, except about it, when you attack people personally, now I don't know me, so I'm not attacking people, but I even slow down about attacking them. When you do attack people personally, everybody has a right to their opinion. That's her. She's been around a while. She's seen some things, heard some things, and so we're not the same nation we used to be. Leadership in this country is not that of which it used to be. It's just not. Because I think she has a point about some of these things. I mean, you don't have to agree. Again, the best way to beat an argument, okay, is with a better argument. So that's all I can tell people. Not personal attacks. And we call those ad hominem attacks. Okay. Good morning. Who's this? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you are a little bit ugly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. 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 Every once in a while, yeah, the night quick. Okay. Okay. Appreciate it. Items are 8, 6, 7, 14, 47, 34 in the morning. So let me get my last break of the hour. And we'll do that. And it is still Thursday, okay? Good night.
Sponsored by Discover. Discover program is going to be at the end of your first year. That is included on the contract you earn. Everything you earn, the gas tax and trips, restaurants, all of it. Years ago, take care of it. And so, News Radio 1440. To learn more about how to get started, go to newsradio1440.com and click on Grow Your Business.
If your to-do list requires work on the land, come see us at Sunset. So you get the right equipment and the right implement at a price you can afford. When you do a spring sales event at SunSouth, you can save even more with small box specials and finance loans low at 0% until that time you're not. You can get the to-do list done faster, more efficiently, and more. Come see us at SunSouth.
Christian Care Ministry. Something costs less, people are happier with it. Medicare. Maybe it's really switching to Medicare. It's huge. It's also true that people will pay more satisfied after making the switch. Too. The customer satisfaction Medicare is double the typical health insurance. Medicare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion every 2 years. People love having telehealth information on your PPO network. Yeah, you can see the imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want to plan your income, you can call right now. You get back within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 51 by 51. It's Mark Levin. This News Radio 14. All right. Let me see. Okay, I found out what happened to Sean. Sean is down in Florida, taking care of his mother. His mother's become ill, and we're sending our prayers that she will have a speedy and quick recovery for whatever she is in. But I knew something was up because he don't normally not show up. He normally calls me. So there's something take a lot more priority over life in this show. So thank you. Thank you for letting me know where he was, and I sent out our prayers for him and his mom and his wife, and so they hope she gets better. 860-1440 is the number you want to get called and talk with everybody. You know, I reached out yesterday. We were talking about prison and time and jail conditions and things like the day. Yesterday, I reached out to a former Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court, and thinking about what I found out about that. Let me see. Good morning. Who's this? Good. I reached out to an organization that is ran by Sue Cobb, and it's called what is it called? It is called something about well, I'll find where it is anyway. It's kind of an organization now. I wouldn't find it yet. I couldn't find it. Oh, it's called Redemption Early. And it is ran by Sue Cobb, who used to be Chief Justice of Alabama Supreme Court. And as I look at a lot of the things that people write now that they're not in office, it is glaring the hypocrisy that some of our leaders in some of these great jobs display. Don Stegeman the other day, in his editorial, him and Governor Bentley editorials to Wall Street, the Wall Street Journal, but Washington Post, whatever it was.
it is interesting that now they have the courage of a lion once they're not in a position to do anything about it. Sue Cobb made a nice editorial the other day in her organization, Redemption Earn. She was saying that, did send people. She said she knows there are people in there who really are overcharged for too much time and things of that nature. But where was all this coming? Where was all this truly when you're in office? Governor Stewart, Governor Bentley, where was all of this then? It's easy to be courageous when there is no danger. Like I said the other day, hell, anybody can jump out of an airplane if it never leaves the ground. But the guys with the courage are the guys that go up with the plane and out the door. I got a lot of heroes here that, I got a lot of paratroopers because the plane didn't leave the ground. So when are we going to get, and again, that's another thing why I like Trump, because Trump will just say what he got to say. One thing that I doesn't say, it seems like to me that is this a national issue? Is this a lack of leadership issue that nobody can bring about the things that are very important until they get out of office? Can somebody show up some courage? I listened to DeSantis today. He said that he's going to run for president of the United States. I like what he said. No ambiguity. No. Hide the hand, throw the rock and hide the hand. Say what you got. Mean what you say and say what you mean. But it seems in Alabama around here, you can't say the right thing till you're out of office. Okay, and I just don't quite know. We got too many people being killed in Alabama prison. Too many people in prison that don't belong there. We got too many people walking around out here that do belong there. But it just, we espouse to the world that we have a justice system that has the Lady Justice wears a handkerchief around her eye. But she can't see, the economic status of the person in front of her, the color of the person in front of her. So I think that's a see-through. But I think that's a see-through handkerchief of the Lady Justice that sits there and holds the little thingamajiggers in front of the courthouse. I think she can see right through that thing. Because when you go to our prison, and I'm not taking any responsibility for the people who end up in prison. A lot of them end up in there because they do stupid things. Okay? But it does amaze me that everybody's brave now that they're not in office. I mean, that just gets me, what is courage? Courage is doing something that you know is dangerous, but doing it anyway. That's what courage is, And I see a lack of courage in most of our politicians, and even our black politicians in Montgomery. That's what the words would cover them. Although I must admit, sometimes the ladies down there seem to have more gonads than the guys. Except for Ronda Richard, because he's willing to get out there. Mr. Sankey's willing to get out there. But we got a black guy on the county commission that I forget he's down there too. What's his name? He's tall, good, handsome guy. I don't even know. I can't even remember the guy's name anymore. I can't remember. And my commissioner, it's a woman too. It's a woman, born one too. And I can't even think of her name anymore. Where is the action of these people? Where's the courage? I'm trying to figure out, why did you run for office? I know the other lady I was down there, Tashina Moore. Her name just came back to me. She's on the set. Anybody heard from her lately? I know they go over there. On Roscoe's show sometimes. But And Oscar them good, but I'm the brain of the airways. They don't come over here. No. They don't come over here. They don't go there. There's room for me. There's room for no, because they know that I've been around long enough now to know Bravo Sierra when I hear it. Okay, because I know what Bravo Sierra is, and if it looks like it, smells like it, feels like it, if you step in it, it spreads like it, then it must be Bravo Sierra. Okay? No. So my thing with these guys, okay, and I try to get Kenyatta over here too. Okay, again, the best argument for an argument is a better argument. Okay? A better point of view. Now we're going into another election. We're going to have all these people out here and vote for me, and I will set you free. July is coming. August is coming. We're already almost in June. Okay, so August is coming. I'm going to see who has the go now to come up here. Who's got a plan? Who actually has thought about a strategy to get us from point A to point B? And I believe it's time out for OJT. I do. I think it's time out for OJT. Well, I'll learn when I get there. So we done seen enough of that already. We done seen learn when you get there already. Okay. Now we need somebody who already has a plan, already knows how to implement that plan, and somebody has a record of coalition, putting them together. Because that's what you have to do to move anything on the city council. One city council person can't do jack unless he can get 4 more to go with him. So whoever runs for office needs to have a record of being able to galvanize people, even to do things that they don't want to do. Because the art of leadership is no more and no less the art of influence. Okay. Because without the art of influence, you won't be able to get jacked up. Nothing. Now, I'm just saying, you might want to think about that before you come up here. And if you don't come up here, I understand. Chicken. I understand. I got you. I feel you. I'm feeling you. I know it. I used to be a chicken back in the day. I used to eat chicken. I ain't never been one. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Opinions are good. Don't you got one? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I believe that's a reasonable question. Okay, I believe that is a reasonable question. Thank you for asking that question. I don't have a problem with Mr. Ed Coley, because he has called numerous times, sometimes on the same show. I mean, numerous. Now, but my biggest problem, Mr. Ed, is that I cannot stand hypocrisy. I cannot stand people bringing the name of God, Lord Jesus Christ up, and then turning around on the way out the door, smacking me across the face by insulting. Okay, he has done. You asked me a question. He has done. He has done that on numerous occasions. Okay, and so now don't put the Lord Jesus Christ in it, and then dog me. Okay, if you don't like me, say I don't like it. But don't lay down some good words of the Lord, and then on the way out the door, say good idiot too. Okay, again, that's my problem. It's not the time you call back; it's how you present your story. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Nobody else is acting like nobody else is acting like they're friends of God. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Unless I have a guest. What? No, 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 no. If we have a guest, right? If you have a guest, right? So, so you, so, so you again, uh, again, what the rule is, if people abide by it. I don't have a producer up. I don't have a producer up here. If I had a producer, somebody to grab the phone, so I didn't have to grab it, then it would be scotched in stone. But since I don't, hey, I just answer the phone when people call up. Say, "Who's this?" I don't know. I can't. Yeah, I can't stop anybody from calling. I'm hoping that people will respect the wishes. Again, Mr. Ed, wait, Mr. Ed is the only one that acts like he knows God personally. I talked to him right before he called, and then he turned around and dogged me. And I don't care about getting dogged, but don't encase it in God's word. Yeah, yeah, okay, right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. Yeah. Well, here's my problem. Here's my problem with hanging up on people once they're already on the air. It makes me look like a wimp. Yeah, but it makes me look like I'm scared. I don't like that look. Favoritism. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I will tell you. Wait a minute, and I may be wrong about this, and I don't. And if I'm wrong, then that's fine. But if you make it to your 90s, I catch you some slack. I catch you some slack. 70. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. All right, let me cogitate. Let me cogitate on that. And, all right, yeah, yeah. Okay, let me cogitate on that. 7:56 in the morning. Good morning. Who's this? How old are you? Really? No, no. That was my opinion. Ed, how can I have a problem? Wait a minute. How can I have a problem with God? My hands too small to fight with him. I don't have a problem. I let people mention God on this show more than anybody else. I don't have a problem with God at all. God may have a problem with me, but I don't have a problem with God. Okay. And that's my opinion. Okay. And again, that's your opinion. I don't have a problem with your opinion. You mean when it don't make sense to you? Yeah. Hey, Mr. Ed, Mr. Ed, you know the only reason why I know, you know, the only reason why Daily Bread gets played up here because I want it to be played. Okay. Anyway, time's up. Gotta go.
Radio 1440.
Cumulus Media. This is CBS News presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Sentencing is scheduled to get underway in half an hour for Stuart Rhodes, the man accused of spearheading the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Correspondent Scott McFarland has our top story from Washington.
In court, prosecutors will seek 25 years in prison for Rhodes, setting a new mark for other seditious conspiracy cases still to come.
I love you. Full day of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' official campaign for the Republican presidential nomination. The announcement on Twitter.
We got to close it. It is a young man. It is a young man. It's good on the beautiful too. Yeah, it does. They don't pay extra for it. Bad knees, though, I guess. Well, I guess some. Yeah, I guess some.
No deal. And the House is getting ready.
Basically, we're just going to talk about
Indiana's
I want to ask you if the commander-in-chief sucks.
Thank you. Don't put me in that position, please.
I won't.
Indiana's Republican Attorney General.
I was kind of listening to you this morning on ANC. Pretty rowdy people on there. Very unhappy with the representation.
But those are the same people who will turn around and re-vote for the same people.
Yeah. Change is one of those things that's really hard to really understand all the aspects of change.
You want to come to order, Colonel?
I'm not good. Thank you.
We got a little while going on. How long you been in?
20 years. I started off on active duty in Florida, Texas. I went to basic OCS at Benny. Went to Iraq in 03 out of Fort Hood. Went back to Fort Hood for about 2 more years. Got out, went to the guard side on end days. And then moved up to Alabama and fought again in 2009, 2010 Kuwait for a tour company. Then came back from that and got hired on full time. So I've been AGR full time since 2000.
Hey, did you go to not a Facebook auction? Learn anything about me?
No.
Good. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I was in, I joined first in 75. It's probably because I'm a little over you. You definitely older than that. I will not tell you when I was born. I want to make sure that. It's better to get old than cold. Every time I joined the Army, 17 years old. But after 30 days, I was 4 days. But after first, it was winter time, December 75. But when I got there, they noticed that my eyes had strabismus in my eyes. Well, we used to call it walleye. Yeah. You know. And so that, now, never having left home before, right? Indiana, little town called South. But having never been home before, and never been on my own before, in a environment, the drill started putting their feet all over your head in the snow. They're like these little wimps today. And so they said, well, you got to follow your eyes. You know, we can medical board you. Get out of here. So I said, okay, I'll go. And I was young. They released me. Well, I'm getting back on the block. You know, at first the enthusiasm was great. Yeah, I gotta put this up for one, but the reality hit me. What's I gonna do? I was headed for trouble. I went to work for a hospital, Northwest Georgia Regional Hospital, and I had to wait 2 years in order to go back in if they gave me the waiver. So after those 2 years, I joined the National Guard in Calhoun, Georgia, and went to basic. All the things I finished in the National Guard. What the hell? I didn't do it. I said, go and actually do it. Well, while I was in the Guard, there was a guy who was a Vietnam vet. And, you know, 70, so you know, all these guys in the Vietnam. Chased me around the whole street in a live 45. Thought I was reaching. We only called it crazy back in those days. We didn't have the nice words of PTSD and all that stuff. So he chased me. I said, oh, what the hell? I said, whoa, if I got to put up with this, I might as well go back to this. So I was like, wait, I went back on. In 78, I went back on. I went to, and I was before Charlie then, transportation, that kind of. But I'm doing a big truck for the garden, camel boats and all that good stuff. And then when I was going up, I rolled it out to the recruiting station. I saw this guy with nice gray on, buddy, the wings on him, boots. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Not knowing what the hell I was asking, right? But they just look good, right? So I joined the Rangers. Well, I signed up for it. Well, and until this day, everything was great. The only team that doing the Rangers that day was 94 Bravo, which I don't know what they call the number. And so I looked at the guy. Well, I can't even go to that Bravo. I had to go. I wanted to know what it was like to be with that. So I sort of took on that job, and when I got to so you go to basic, you know, you go back. I had to go through what's called a refresher course. Prior service, they still make you go through 2 weeks or whatever. And I got there, and I got to tell you, I'm still glad I went, but I didn't know this was a good old boy from down south who first of all, being an E1 or E2, whatever I was, already put me in hell. But there, not only did I have the no rank thing going on, it was only, I would imagine, 0.5% of the rank of guys back to was black. No. They just, the N-word was spread around amongst them generously. So I walked in the first Conrad. I love that man. George Conrad. At one point, he was making Redmond. down here for Benny. He said, if you get caught by the enemy, you can think of listening. No. Hell no. And the way I learned about the Rangers, and probably many of those special ops people that they do whatever they can to see who can handle it. Whatever it is, if you can't handle this, you damn sure can't handle going, well, we got to do something. Yeah, yeah. And so I stayed, I think at that time it was about 3 days. One thing I learned about those guys is if you hold your own, if you hold your own, no matter whatever pressure there is, we quickly forget about it. Color, where you stand on it. When you're on the air, when you're on the bird, you don't really hear what's going. And I did. I forgot one night to hit my signature wall. I said, right before stand up, I said, okay, I'm ready to go. Ready to go off the bird. And somebody, and one of them same guys who dogged me, hit me on the shoulder and said, hey, put that up to the thing. Yeah, that was a little bit. So anyway, so I went that, I did that, and then I went to the tag, because once you get to the tag, you can't just go. You gotta bitch. Going through real. 3 weeks of real in the jungle, in sludge, in water. Matter of fact, I remember they had to tie our weapons on us because they said you keep you up so late, so long, you forget where your weapon is. It was an amazing experience. But I enjoyed it, and I went to. I still don't know all the places we went because sometimes we went on quick missions, bam, and I was just, they didn't really need me, but I wanted to go anyway. We land, later. Still don't know what happened. So, only place I know where we went one night was Korea, which we stayed there for a couple of weeks. We used to have something called Team Spirit back in. But anyway, I had an interesting time. The 70s was a transitioning time for military and other places. Yeah, I know. Now we got guys who the girls. I wouldn't make it now. Not as a non-con. I couldn't make it now because I'm not gonna. I just my mindset is not. You join the military for protect the country. That's it. All this external crap that you want to go through, that's on you. What you do in the privacy of your house, your car, I don't care. When you do your job. You always had that one guy who may be late sometimes, but he had real confidence to get his job done. He gave him some grace. I was that guy. Yeah. Yeah. As long as you can do that. As long as you do that, I don't. Yeah. You can do that. No, okay. But anyway, so that's some of mine. I've jumped out of everything. Ewing, 141, 141, C5G, 123, 130, and shit. When I was younger. And then, and I can understand. And I do appreciate you coming. Because I'm the only person that's in the areas. Oh, really? What else is heard about it? It is important. That's like since Iraq's been going on, we got some people in there now. I'm looking for that. Let me see.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Okay, everybody, we are back live and in person. Of course, I wouldn't have it any other way. And I have a special guest this morning with us. Everybody comes in this room in the military outranks me, but that's okay. That's good. I'm still part of the family. I just get this room in the back of the hall. Anyway, good morning to you. Tomorrow is the beginning of the holiday weekend. I don't use the word celebration. I can't celebrate people dying, but I certainly can commemorate the sacrifices of those people, those young people. Matter of fact, I got a list of everybody that's been killed since 9/11. I got 143 Alabamians who have been laid to rest in defense of our country. Tomorrow we call that roll call for these young men and women. And the average age on here is about 22, 23. Young people. Ronald Reagan said that when you in the military and you die for your country, you give two lives. You give one that you got, and you give the one that you would have had. And so we have to think about that. So while Monday's about popcorn, hot dogs, and all that stuff, take a second, and think about the real meaning of Memorial Day. It's to memorialize those people because they don't get any more barbecue. They don't get any of that stuff. And so to help me talk about this morning is Lieutenant Colonel Howard, who's a battalion commander up in Athens of a MP unit. But we got him. I was scavenging around trying to get somebody. Normally they don't send the 05s and above up here. Normally they give me LT, but that's okay. I guess they finally realized my greatness and sending me some ranking people over there now. So good morning, Colonel.
Good morning, sir.
And how are you? Wait. You're
Good morning.
Yeah, you're the sergeant.
No.
I work for them.
No. Sure, it's not conventional. I was trying to understand that.
Yeah.
But, as I said, the member, we work on this all with the public. So all the civilians actually are
but sometimes we have to remind them that that's on tape. In the real world, here, let us do it. Anyway, so tell us who you are, a little bit about you, your military career, and I assume you've been deployed a few times. And would you do it again?
Absolutely. Yeah, I've been in the military. College. In 2000, they came home, transitioned out of the active duty army to the National Guard, became an infantry in Florida, joined the Alabama Guard in 2007, and was fortunate enough to New York National Guard. Currently served in Force Headquarters here in Alabama as a member of the Domestic Operations Group. So we are the National Guard extension for the National Disaster.
What are some of the changes that you've noticed, those who can speak about, in our military? First of all, you had your Vietnam. I was in the 70s into the 80s. We spent a lot of time going back and forth to Colombia and going back the Contra stuff and all that stuff. We spent a lot of time in Central America during that time. We had Grenada thing was with the 82nd then, and a few other things. But this Afghanistan, this Iraq thing, this has been a different kind of combat, hasn't it been? Different kind of world for us, hasn't it?
Well, I mean, the world always changes.
Mhm.
So, you know, the military does a really good job as far as changing how we deal with certain situations, different conflicts, different rules we use to try to win the hearts and minds of kind of the Iraq, Afghanistan level, and really get stabilizing governments. So there's been a lot of changes, but just like society and like people, the government changes, military changes. I think that's
Would you do it again?
absolutely. You know, joining the military was not something I thought I would ever do. I went to college. I thought there was lots of opportunities out there for a college graduate, but that is the naivety of a 20-year-old kid. I've really enjoyed my time in service. I've been blessed to have great opportunities. My family's got a lot of great opportunities. My son is graduating from high school today, from Catholic school, and I've been good about the college and all. So, some of those opportunities I've been able to, I'm not sure how this thing will kind of play out. So, I thoroughly enjoyed my time in the military and still in service. I have a servant's heart. You know, there's part of it, you know, where you go out and chase the almighty dollar. But then you miss that sense of purpose, and I believe a lot of it.
Right.
Whether it's a job, or stability, taking about connection, there's a lot of opportunities that are out there, and the military is kind of definitely improved several years in comparison to what it was during Vietnam. We've done a lot of different, not only written, we can try to do our best to help people also.
Our nation's rulers. Do you notice? It does seem that it always takes time for Americans to come together. It's like we're kids with nothing to do. Okay, so we beat on each other. But traditionally, though, the minute somebody, as long as we fight amongst ourselves, that's our family. And family's always going to disagree. But the minute somebody else comes in trying to hurt us, we seek out as a nation more than any other time. Kind of like football season. In America, football season is the best time to be in America because everybody can find something to root for or root against. It's not, the other team. But our team is better. As a nation, our team got to be better. We go a lot of places. Our team has got to be better than the other team. What bothers you about service today?
Yeah, that's really a difficult conversation. But like I said, our organization is really good at connecting to the leadership and the files of the current situation. So ultimately, we have a mission, we have a purpose,
right? That's
and we have a call to meet and do what our commanders do, and our commanders are pointed over us and accomplish on this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we
don't get to make policy.
No, we do not make policy.
Don't get to make policy.
We do the job that we're sworn to do, and we do the best of our ability.
Our guest is one Lieutenant Colonel Howard. He is a battalion commander of an MP unit up in Athens. Where's Athens? I don't know where Athens. Is that by Huntsville?
Yeah, up near Huntsville.
Up near Huntsville. You deployed a couple of times. Did you have an opportunity? I think opportunity. Did you have any KIAs in your battalion?
Yes, unfortunately we did. It's a common story for the longevity we had in Iraq, Iraq and Afghanistan. I have lost I lost some in Iraq, and then one name you'll read tomorrow, I believe, is Special Agent Avila. He was one of my soldiers in Kuwait that was killed in an accident. That was in 2009. So.
You pay enough attention to the fact
we always thank them whenever we you see someone in uniform, and they're very good about this, especially in certain states. But it's often that we receive and want those who are made up of these types of so it's really important to worry about those who have paid that ultimate sacrifice. And those ghosts are families who have lost family members. And so they're the ones that Memorial Day, it has a different meaning for them. Memorial Day started off as Decoration Day. They used to go and decorate.
Maybe started in Alabama. I think it started out the poppies.
And it was adopted throughout kind of the world and the nation as a memorial for all soldiers who fallen in combat. So when you go to Arlington National Cemetery, you'll see it fully decked out in flags and the ceremony. There's several ceremonies in Alabama as well, where they'll go and do flags at the national and state cemetery for military members. But those Gold Star families are the ones that this has a different meaning for them. It's not a time they can celebrate with their family because their family's not here. Like you said, it's changed. A member of their family is gone, so it's a time for them just to celebrate a little bit and remember the sacrifice, remember their first member, and the sacrifices they made for the freedoms that we get.
And there's been so many people we've lost that we forget. One of the things that I learned in 1983, when the folks in the Marines barracks were bombed, that's time we got caught up to go to Grenada. Grenada was pretty much a FTX. I mean, it was you can bring it up in a polite company with people who've been in Afghanistan, Iraq. But we lost 19 folks, but some of that was from friendly fire. We ain't going to that. Right. So, but it is a difficult time. Every life that has been lost in the pursuit of freedom. Again, we don't get to make the call of where we go. We do what we're asked to do. We're asked to fight. Hopefully, God, we get out of there and come home. And I remember standing at Dover Air Force Base a few times. I was on a hop, and I remember coming home one day with the remains, and it's a sobering experience to see that could have possibly been you in that box. And so I just wanted to thank you guys for your service, for your sacrifices. And one thing about it is that when you leave God's earth, your journey is over. The people who've been hurt, who've been lost limbs, just good seeing all the time, IDEs, they live with it. They live with it. They're losing a buddy too. Let me take a call for you. I can switch them on the phone for a second. Who's this? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. No, I think I do. And first of all, thank you for your service. I did get an opportunity to go up to the Army Chapel where and it's named after Women's Auxiliary Corps of Black Catholic. That's a reference back to your service as well. So, first, thank you for what you've done in Service Foundation. And it's really hard for me to answer that question because I'll never be the richest man. I work for the government, and our salaries are pretty much dictated. So unless I win the lottery, and we look at top investment plan, I think I'm going to have to for we can always do better. I mean, But I think we can say that for any institution inside of our country. You know, there's a lot of things that veterans do receive good services, and there has been some improvements inside the VA lately. Some of the stories I've heard from I've got a few friends in our VA I've been in for years. And so it's doing better. Because we're not going through it's going to be really hard.
Somebody should be related here, a retired Marine. Every branch of service is having a difficult time meeting the recruiting need. When you talk about a young folks willingness to serve today, is it better, you think, than it used to be, or worse, or
well, you know, one of the great things that I learned is we actually do make that's really strong. Citizens inside Alabama and I'm very grateful for that. But we do have some issues. Like you mentioned, I'm not sure if what we do, or so there's a part of the story. You see what the military is doing. You know, a lot of people, and that's it. And you know, that's very good for me. I feel like I'm a part of not only the military, but
Good morning, who's this? You talk to Colonel Howard. Mm-hmm. Good morning, who's this? Good morning, Steve. Okay, gotta take a break. Let us take a break, and we'll be back with the last thoughts with the Colonel here, because we don't want. He's a busy man, so he don't have all day to set up. I thought him only 10 to 15 years. Okay. Oh, come on, guys.
I appreciate it. Yeah, so I just appreciate the opportunity to come and it is it's easy to kind of forget the reason for the holiday. We want to go and just enjoy time with our families, but
You know, if you go and watch TV this weekend, you'll see a few old war movies on. And so just think about not only just watch the movies for the entertainment value and the historical value, but remember that anytime you see a casualty that's shown on TV or in that movie, there's a family on the backside that didn't get to welcome someone home. So just take this time, and there's actually a moment of silence during Memorial Day. I think it's 3 o'clock on Sunday or Monday, excuse me. 3 o'clock on Monday is a national moment of silence and remembrance of all those who gave their life to support our nation.
Colonel Howard, thank you, sir. Continue the good work that you do, and let the guys up there in the next battalion tell them Sergeant Elkin said good luck and airborne.
Well, thanks for the time.
Your WSF.
All righty then. All right. Colonel, thank you, sir, for coming up. I appreciate it. I really do.
Hopefully that was all right.
It was fine. Perfect.
Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2023.
A much drier and very nice forecast on the way starting today. A little bit of fog out there early this morning, but after that, it's all sunshine for the rest of the day. Just a few clouds mixed in. Temperatures top out around 83 with a light wind around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, upper 50s to around 60. Back to 83 tomorrow, mostly sunny. And more sunshine this weekend with highs around 80 or 81.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking pretty good. Nothing's been reported that would send anyone on an alternate route. You see something giving you trouble with traffic, simply contact us. We'll pass the info along, and we do appreciate everybody's help. Incredible values are at Premier Place. Shop Big Lots, Burke's Outlet, Michael's, GameStop, Landmark, and so much more. The Premier Place in Prattville, another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
One search engine is used by 9 out of 10 consumers. Hint, the name begins with a G. And there are hundreds of things that go into being ranked highly by that engine. Your website, your business profile, even your social accounts. A couple of slip-ups and you find yourself on page 7. But at Cumulus Boost, we have the experts and resources to fix what's wrong and boost your findability so you can rank higher than your competition. Get started today at cumulusboost.com. CUMULUS boost.com.
I'm Martin Hope, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I told you about how your nose is the body's air filter. That Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Apple. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at apple.com/TNC.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And start
Over here, over there.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks. Babbel's conversational method teaches you real-life words and phrases.
Over here, over there, we can finish the trail.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas? ¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde
¿De
eres?
dónde eres?
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Estoy muy emocionado para ir a España contigo.
Aw, he just said, I'm very excited to go to Spain with you. Vamos a tener mucha diversión.
And that means we're going to have so much fun.
Sí. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. And now try Babbel for free by texting radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000. That's RADIO to 64,000.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. Even with heart failure, my mother remains strong.
Because without strength, you lose hope. Together, we will rise above heart failure.
To help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
And good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning again. As we begin the commemoration of Memorial Day, tomorrow we have 143 members of our roll call this year. So we never forget our heroes. A nation that forgets its heroes are not long to be. Tomorrow we'll take a moment out, and Monday we'll take a moment out to commemorate these young men and women whose average age was 22. You know, it's the only show that I do every year that brings tears to my eyes. To think that so many people gave the ultimate sacrifice while we sit around and argue about things that really don't matter. How much money was spent on the park? How much money? Who's making this? Who's getting paid for that? I mean, listen, in your small circumference, it may be a big deal. But in the real world, the big deal are the people I'm going to tell you a little bit about tomorrow. We're not here anymore to complain about anything, but certainly gave you the right to do it. So we need some time to put life in perspective. What's important, what isn't. But there's one thing that's absolutely true. If in fact, these people did not decide to join the armed forces, for whatever reason, like he said, for whatever reason they joined, whatever reason I joined, we knew, they knew You hope for the best. But there are many people who left the sovereign boundaries of the United States and came back on an airplane in a box. I have an appreciation for those young men. You know, I often say that people, it's easy to be brave when there's no danger. What is courage? It is the willingness to do those things that can harm you, but you do it anyway. And I always repeat what Ronald Reagan said. Those young people gave 2 lives away, the one they had and the one they would have had. So tomorrow, and as on Monday, hopefully we will remember that for a few minutes. They paid the price so we can look at the moon and the stars at night, complain about each other, call on talk radio, agree or disagree with your public figures. They paid the ultimate sacrifice. They say that all give some, but some give all. So we'll tell you about some few of those folks on tomorrow. Just thought I'd put us in the mood, the right mood for what we're about to do. It's the only show I do that brings me to tears. To think that a bunch of young men and women were willing to voluntarily go into harm's way. For whatever reason, they did it. They showed the courage and the fortitude to do what must be done to protect freedom. Ronald Reagan said, freedom is only a generation away. And while every generation thinks they're the best and the other generation is not that good, I'm here to tell you that so far, every generation that has been called upon to protect the freedom of this nation in spirit or in application has passed the test. I always used to say that everybody in this country is either cargo or maintenance. Well, we know that the ones who gave their life are maintenance. So which one will you be? Which one will you be? What will you tell your son? To tell my son about the military all the time, and don't know if he wants to join or not. But the only reason why we're there, I'll say we're there. We're there to protect what we call home and the things we say we believe in. I do question sometimes, what do we really believe in? Let me play this, and then I'll come back and we'll end the show today. And we are back. Good morning, everyone. I hope this day finds you well. 8:48 in the morning. We got about 12 minutes to the end of the hour. We'll finish all the rest of this on tomorrow. Appreciate you all tuning in. Appreciate the Colonel coming down to just sit there and talk with us. We appreciate any time we can get some military folks come up here. It's hard to do sometimes, but we make it happen. Want to thank the Sergeant Major out there and the Colonel and everybody else, and another Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force who's like the Command Sergeant Major of the whole thing here. I can't remember what they call him, but he made that happen for me, so I appreciate that also. Anyway, let's go to the phones. You got something on your mind this morning? Let's talk about it. Good morning. Yes. No, where the Colonel's gone. There you go. Sorry about that. Right. Right. We don't. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They believe that there's a conspiracy. Deny us until we die. They are denying that you never hear anything about them. And it's kind of sad in a way, because we were the first of the baby boomers that they sent over there. And we didn't lose that many. And I imagine the people that designed that war, McNamara and Cabot Lodge and LBJ and those guys, were a little disappointed in the return they got on that investment as far as, eliminating people.
They lost 58,000 people. Yeah, we still don't know. Yeah, we still don't know what that was. Like Korea. You really don't, and yeah. Yeah. All right. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're as a nation, we are still somewhat confused about Vietnam. I don't was it a war? If it wasn't a war, why we get so many people killed? It's a police action, sort of like Korea. We never declared war on Korea either, but we're still there. We got a DMZ over there. We got a demilitarized zone. But there's one thing that we absolutely know. We lost 58,000 lives of young men and women in Vietnam. We did. And I still say they haven't gotten their due. They haven't got their dues yet. Maybe somebody will do it. Somebody said that earlier we were talking about people in public office that once they get out, all of a sudden they get brave. Well, you can't lay that at the feet of young men and women who go to war and die. They can lose their life, but we can't seem to get people in office. Like Sue Bell Cobb's got an organization now called what's it called? I gave it to you a little while ago. It's called I forgot what it's called, but it's an organization that supposedly helps folks who should be out of jail but are not. It's called Redemption Earned, and Sue Bell Cobb is the head of it, who used to be a Alabama Supreme Court Chief Justice. And you look it up, and she writes some good stuff online about the people that they helped put in prison, even some executed. But nobody has the gonads to deal with it when they're in office. Everybody waits, and I got to tell you, even my good friend Mr. Watkins, who writes some great scathing letters. What did you do when you had the power to do something? Good morning. Who's this? Yes. That's what I think. That's the number I heard. Yeah. That's true. Yeah, I got caught. I got chased by one when I live 45 in a motor pool one day in Calhoun, Georgia, when I was in the National Guard in the 70s. So yeah, they didn't call it PTSD then. We just called it crazy. Yeah. Yeah. I think. But he was right about Vietnam, though. You know, we really haven't. Welcomed them home as a group. We've taken some moments out here and there and said, hey, thank you and all that stuff. But have we really welcomed them back into the fold? I don't know if we've actually done that yet, but we will. I don't know. Only they know whether or not they've been officially welcomed home. But I know Hobson is always talking about it, and listen, I didn't go. I don't know nothing pretty much about it. I missed it by a year's by about 2 years, as a matter of fact. So, and listen, I'm glad I did miss it. So I wasn't trying to get over there. No way. Okay. Anyway, I guess that's about the show today. But tomorrow, our whole show will be dedicated to those 143 Alabamians since 9/11 that have given their lives, made the ultimate sacrifice for this nation, so that we never, ever, ever forget what they've done and what they did. And like Ronald Reagan said, I keep it print until Monday. Every last one of those 143 people since 9/11 have given 2 lives. They have given the one they had and the one they would have had. So I'm going to call it a day right now, and we're going to get out of here.
40.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams of WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening this Thursday. 5 of the 6 suspects accused in the Dayville mass shooting face new charges. Those new charges are for Johnny Brown, Willie Brown, Wilson Hill Jr., along with a 16 and 17-year-old. They all face charges of reckless murder, and now they're also charged with more than 24 counts of assault. Tonight, Dayville High School will hold its graduation ceremony at 7 p.m. on the football field. During graduation, they will honor 2 classmates who are no longer with them, 2 victims